Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Single Woman Season 21 star Jenn Tran has picked her 4 people for her old neighborhood dates, and she ought to get connected with Jonathon Johnson eventually. On debut night, Jonathon, a 27-year-old innovative chief from Los Angeles, California, caught the consideration of Jenn, a 26-year-old doctor partner understudy from Hillsdale, New Jersey. He had one of the most innovative limousine doors, showing up on a cot wearing only a medical clinic outfit and tennis shoes, with his face totally swathed. His disease was that he was infatuated. Jonathon kept Jenn in tension the entire night, until she at long last opened up his gauzes and uncovered his face. All through the Lone Wolfess Season 21, Jonathon and Jenn have been gradually fabricating their relationship. From sweet-taken minutes during bunch dates to their courageous and heartfelt one-on-one date, they've been drawing nearer. Here's the reason Jenn ought to pick Jonathon eventually and get connected with him. During the Single Girl Season 21, Jonathon has shown that he will take the necessary steps to dazzle Jenn. From his limo entrance ensemble to being delegated the champ of the male stripper review bunch date, to conquering his feeling of dread toward levels and flying in a helicopter on their one-on-one date, Jonathon is exceptionally practical, yet in addition up for anything, which is the reason he's ready to have some good times and set free. Jonathon is likewise exceptionally insightful with regards to Jenn. During episode 4, Jonathon set up a lacrosse matchup for himself and Jenn in light of the fact that the two of them played in school. They had loads of tomfoolery, and Jonathon pleasantly asked Jenn how her day was during the game. Jonathon doesn't go over the top with himself, which is exceptionally invigorating among the men. In spite of the fact that he ended up being annoyed with Sam Nejad for being excessively certain during the rugby bunch date, Jonathon didn't permit it to eclipse his relationship with Jenn as a portion of different men have. He took care of it like a refined man and continued on. During their one-on-one date supper, Jonathon opened up to Jenn about his past relationship and family. He said that he fell immovable for a young lady, and they dated for a considerable length of time. They even saw wedding bands together. However, she was going through a truly difficult time, and, as Jonathon said, she started to self-sedate with liquor. Jonathon let Jenn know that when he defied her about her drinking, she referred to him as harmful and controlling and manipulative, words that actually torment him right up till now. Jonathon was extremely wounded by the unexpected conclusion of that friendship. Jenn let Jonathon know that she could truly connect with his experience in view of her harmful ex, who gaslit her constantly. She let him know that she realized that it causes significant damage. Jonathon likewise focused on how he has a single parent who brought up 3 children. He said that he endeavored to make his family grin. Jenn inquired as to whether it was more diligently for him to act out in light of the fact that he needed to set up serious areas of strength for his family, and Jonathon said it presumably was. Jenn likewise grew up with a single parent. Jenn and Jonathon see each other on a more profound level as a result of what they went through in their pasts. Jonathon is an ideal counterpart for Jenn on the grounds that he said that he needs a romantic comedy love. Jenn is likewise searching for that unique sort of affection. Jonathon is smart and consistently puts Jenn first. Nonetheless, it's not all silly buffoonery with them. They interface on a more profound level, since they connect with one another's troublesome pasts. Jenn ought to pick Jonathon, get connected with him, and live cheerfully ever later. Jonathon Johnson went to web-based entertainment to share his considerations on Lone Wolfess Jenn Tran, after her emotional finale circulated Tuesday night. He has turned into a fan number 1 and fans were expecting to see these two together. In any case, she sent him home despondent after their dream sweet date. After he posted on Instagram, fans have had an enormous response. Continue to peruse to figure out what everybody is talking about. Jonathon Johnson stands up. Fans go off the deep end. Jonathon Johnson went to Instagram to stand up after Jenn Tran's insane finale, and after the last rose exceptional. He began by saying that he never needed to offer something else. Then, Jonathon proceeded with his long post. He additionally shared lots of photographs of both of them together. He shared that he is respected to have been a piece of Jenn's excursion as the single girl. He then proceeded to say, "She encountered a circumstance on a public scale that I could never need to see somebody go through. However, this lady strolled in front of an audience, with her head held high, and took care of herself with such a lot of class and magnificence that my jaw is on the floor." Jonathon then, at that point, remembered his family for saying thanks to Jenn for the chance to get to know her. He wished her karma on hitting the dance floor with the stars and furthermore reminded her to recall that he was her most memorable patient. Obviously, he is alluding to appearing dressed as a mummy in only a clinic outfit. He advised fans to go show her some adoration and apologized for her getting exploited. Jonathon said, "I am sorry to the point that somebody had the potential chance to take even a tad bit of the energy of this experience away from you." He wrapped up by telling her that he was anticipating gaining a few great experiences with her while she was in Los Angeles. Jonathon additionally said, "You merit the world, Jennifer Tran." Folded hands, medium skin tone, red heart. Such countless fans are wanting to see Jonathon Johnson and Jenn Tran reunite. Everybody is giving a shout out to these two. As though this post wasn't sufficient, on Saturday, Jenn and Jonathon have been posting TikTok recordings together, and everybody is delivering them together. Is it true or not that they are simply savaging fans, or might there be a genuine chance that these two could give their relationship another go? Fans should continue to watch and find out. Unhitched female watchers were stunned when Jenn Tran sent Jonathon Johnson home after their dream sweet date. Be that as it may, would he say he was sucker punched by his disposal? Besides, figure out why a few fans think he actually holds a candle for Jenn Tran. Jonathon Johnson caught unaware by unhitched female disposal? Jonathon Johnson established a major connection with watchers during his single woman acquaintance, when he appeared with the chateau with his face canvassed in gauzes. He believed that Jenn Tran should get to know him for what was inside, not his looks. Regardless of having time away from the cameras to get to know one another, Jenn Tran sent Jonathon home after their short-term date. The dismissed admirer was a visitor on the single guy party time digital recording after his disposal. He opened up to Joe Amable and Serena Pitt about his surprising way out. As per Jonathon, the disposal was to a greater extent a shock to watchers as opposed to it was to him. He was at first hesitant to admit his sentiments to Jenn Tran until his family persuaded him in any case during the excursion home. Notwithstanding, at that point, it was past the point of no return. She's admitting her adoration for Marcus Schauberg and Devin Strader. Colloquialism that he's enamored with her, and I'm staying there in this center ground with her. Where everything's perfect, it's tomfoolery, we approve of one another, no show. It's simple, yet that following stage isn't there. While Jonathon Johnson wasn't caught unaware, his way of behaving during the men tell every single cocked eyebrow. He handily positioned Jenn Tran's unhitched female dresses, and the two apparently was a tease across the stage. Notwithstanding, he made it clear during his digital recording visit that he's over Jenn Tran. That is the conclusion of resembling it wasn't you, it wasn't her, it simply wasn't correct, he said of watching the show back and seeing her association with the other last admirers. Beneficial thing he's prepared to continue on in light of the fact that he was welcomed as a contender for Season 10 of Single Man in Heaven. His unhitched female co-star, Hakeem Moulton, was additionally approached to join the side project, which will air in 2025. His pick for conclusive rose victor. Jenn Tran has only one rose left to give out. Does she have a more grounded association with Marcus Schauberg or Devin Strader? Jonathon Johnson wasn't certain about where Jenn Tran's heart lies. That's what he said, as he would like to think. She has a bigger number of affections for Marcus than she accomplished for him. Be that as it may, Devin has been a leader since the very first moment. And afterward there's Devin. I feel like to a degree, she has this implicit draw toward Devin that she's constantly had. Is it true or not that you were astounded by Jonathon Johnson's disposal? Share your response in the remarks.